we have so many people have passed away in the last few years. I remember we'll induct somebody in a Hall of Fame, and they pass away, and the only blessing I feel on it is that at least we honor them. There are others, like thinking of Jimmy Keys, and people like that, who we were too late. We were too late. We didn't honor them, and they passed away. Well, there's two gentlemen who died the last couple of weeks. We did honor them. The last member of the Jubilaires, Bill Johnson, guitar player. He was here a couple of years ago. We put the Jubilaires in about 3 weeks ago. Bill called me up about 6 months ago, and he says, look, my kids are going to put me away. He said, they don't want me here in Newark anymore. I've been here forever. They want to put me in a home. And I want you to I have some stuff. I want you to have it for the organization. And I'm going to call you in a couple of weeks, and I want to meet you. And I called him in a couple of weeks, and the number just kept ringing, and his letters kept coming back. These kids did put him away. Well, I'm not blaming the kids, but he passed away then, But last Friday night, it's funny, I was talking to Frank. Frank used to sing with he called me up on Friday. He used to sing with the Vocaliers. The Vocaliers, what we did with them. And he said Joe's, he had a pacemaker, and he's in a home now. He's pretty bad. And he died that night, last Friday night. I really love Joe Duncan. He was a character. He depicted what the 1950s rhythm and blues New York City lead singer with a vocal group should be. Joe Duncan. He'll be remembered forever. Yeah. And at this time, we'd like to pay our slight tribute. We again thank Frank with a couple days' notice. He put something together for us. Frank. The Solitaires after leaving the Vocaliers, but now it's a pleasure for me to present Mr. Vocalier himself, Mr. Joe Duncan, in 1952. Joe, say a few words.
Thank you. Thanks, Ronnie. Everyone has a role model. We all have role models, but I think, my role model is my mother and father, and I want to thank them. But
your mom's here, right? Where's your mom?
Somewhere.
She's here. Oh, there she is. Oh, there they are, the family. Great.
But I want to, make a special thanks, to you, the public out there, for following us. I'm receiving it, this here plaque, but this is like a Miller Lite. This one's for you. Thank you.
All right, don't go anywhere. First.
Easy to dream. I've got to dream. Oh, honey's darling, so real to me, easy to love. Deep is bright and gay. Is I love that way. Oh, it seems easy a dream. Long, long dream. Your love ways be real, so real to me. Well, now, oh, you. Oh, oh, yes, it's a dream. But one day be real. Oh, it seems, is it a dream? Dark Lord's dream, you'll always be real. So real to me. When I go, you've gone, it seems, gone, it seems, and she left me with a dream. Oh, oh, yes, it's a dream. But one day be real. Is it a dream?
1996 was the year that we put him in. Before we go on, we got some of the guys that sang with him here. We got his brother, Paul Martinez. Paul, you want me to come to you? I know he was buried yesterday, you know, right? Let me go by you, Paul. Let me see. He's coming up here. All right. We have Herman. Herman, you're here? Herman with the Eternals now. We have Frank. I don't know if Don Cruz is here or what, but why'd you guys come up here? Right around here. Frank, come on. Herman. Okay. How was it, Herman, singing with, and he was a legend, and Strauss, was a legend. How was it singing with a legend?
He gave everything he knew. He gave it to, he didn't hold it back, and he treated us like we were part of the group.
Hi, folks. Joe Duncan was really one of a kind, and as far as rhythm and blues goes, he really taught me everything I know. That's for sure. Him and Paul Martinez. And it was an experience that I think everybody should experience once in their life, is to spend the weekend in Pittsburgh with Joe Duncan. Oh, my Lord.
You know how many times Joe would call me up and he would say to me, Ronnie, I wrote a great song. I wrote a great song. Get me anybody. I want to record this song. And you know, why didn't I record him? You know, because then I didn't hear from him for a while. And you see who he idolized? His mom and his dad, when he said there. They passed away a year or so ago, too. Roland Paul Martinez. Do you know who he is? Vocal tones, see? Cadillacs, crickets, you name them. Solitaires, vocal ears. Paul, I know this is a sad occasion. I'm so happy you came out here tonight to pay a little tribute to your brother, who definitely, when I think of rhythm and blues vocal group lead singers, this man is, you know. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes. What key did Joe do Is It a Dream in? You remember? F, okay. Boom. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Bo do 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 do. Is it a dream of my long lost dream? Or is she real? Or is she real? Darling, so real to me. Is it a love deep and far is dead? Is that love that way? Yes, it seems. Is it a dream? Long lost dream. You won't make me real, so real to me. When I want you gone it, gone is, and you left me with a dream. Oh, oh yeah, a dream. But one day be real. Yes, it seems. Is it a
And Joe wanted that for them.
Thank you, Paul. Paul Martinez. This is a true story. This is to do with Chubby Checker. This is true, though. This is true. This is before I hit him with a mic in his Adam's apple. About 7 or 8 years ago, when Tony DeLora was managing Chubby Checker, he called me up and he says, Chubby loves this record. It's his favorite record. And he was a kid, and he wants to maybe put it in his repertoire. He doesn't know who it was, but he started doing do-do-do-do-do-do. And I sent him Is It a Dream? And that was the song. You believe that or not? So he can't be all that bad. Maybe it's a new twist for him. That's probably right.